Hello and welcome. My name is Lee and I'm so glad you're here to join me in these divine moments of restorative yoga that I hope helps remind you that you are a spiritual being in a human form. Wonderful. So we will practice some observation as we rest into our body. We'll dive down deeper within the layers of our very self, getting closer and closer to our true, authentic selves. And just reconnect, remind ourselves who we are, why we are. Just get back to discovering what's our true path, our true journey. Offer lots and lots of love and appreciation and gratitude. And if anything else comes up, maybe some compassion or forgiveness. Who knows what these next few moments will bring. So let's begin by just sitting in a comfortable posture. You can be cross-legged or you can be kneeling, whatever suits yourself. Allow your hands to rest by your sides or on your knees, just letting the body relax. I've closed my eyes because my attention, my vision just wants to draw within. And just breathing gently. And how wonderful it is to have begun simply being without really having to do anything. So we've entered into these moments with nothing to do and nowhere else to be. Simply divinely here. Then just gently begin to practice observation of the breath. Noticing any felt sensation as it enters the nose, into the throat, down in towards the lungs, filling the chest. Perhaps the belly, and then it just turns around and leaves of its own accord. You're welcome to breathe out the mouth or out the nose. So what can we observe about our breath? Many layers, the different textures, its rhythm or lack of rhythm, its pace, its speed. Maybe it even has a taste. Sound. What its temperature. Just continuing to notice many different qualities. Just rise up into your awareness of the breath. Flows in, fills you, and then just gently leaves. Allowing a few more breath cycles just for the mind to quiet a little bit more. Tuning back in. Beautiful self. This entire restorative practice is just going to feel like a luscious embrace. Maybe your genuine, authentic self that you had forgotten, or maybe your inner child. Notice whatever it is that comes into your attention that is calling for you to notice. Wonderful. Let's lift the knees, bring the soles of the feet together and let the knees fall wide. So I have some blocks here. And if you have other props, you're very welcome to use them. You can place the blocks under the knees, which just sort of takes away that sort of hanging sensation out of the hips, that sort of pulling and straining on the groins or the hip flexors. Hands can just rest in your center, on your shins, wherever feels natural. If the blocks, this angle is still too low and you're still feeling tension in the hip flexors, you can turn the blocks up even. Allowing the hands to rest. If you're having trouble settling and you're feeling still a little bit fidgety, perhaps invite some movement in. So allow the hands to just reach by your sides to help you ground, and as you're breathing, open your heart, lift your smiling face. And as you exhale, draw the belly button into the spine, contract the ribs, start to curl the upper body forwards and maybe bow your face. You might want to tuck your chin in towards your chest. Inhaling, lifting the crown of the head and feeling the neck and then the vertebrae extend back up. Hips remain heavy, relaxing as the legs relax away. Wonderful. So you can keep moving just gently and softly here. If you find this comforting, and it helps give you fewer points of focus, just to help assisting that calming the mind. If you're ready to come into stillness, absolutely. The palms can rest one on top of the other in an open, receptive gesture. Noticing, witnessing, being mindful of sensations or emotions or thoughts that might be coming into your awareness. Maybe as you continue to rest here, or just for the last few moments, you're allowed to reach your hands forward and just let your body fold in. Feel your heart getting wrapped up in within your energy here. So there's no need to strive, no need to strain the neck. You can let the weight of the chest just fall into the support of your legs. Neck is soft, beautiful, and just allow the body to breathe naturally, gently, folding, curling, spooning in. Just letting the breath circle in and around through the chest space. And not forgetting that we can access our heart space, not only just from the front, but from the sides and from the back. So as your torso relaxes forward, let the breath flow all around your heart space, gently sweeping past, caressing. Let the shoulders and the arms relax, and they start to feel a little bit heavy, perhaps like the legs. Wonderful, remaining here for another 3 gentle breath cycles. Continuing to just remain open to any and all of our inner knowing. grounding through the hips a little as you breathe and lift the chest and the head all the way on up. You can release the blocks here as we extend one leg out to the side. So if you want to readjust this bent leg here, you can. Sit up tall, feel this beautiful extension through the back of the leg. And let's rotate the heart towards that leg. Reach up with the arms and bow forward. So the reaching up with the arms help lift the ribs up away from the hips and create a little bit of space in and around the belly, the lower belly, the waist. If you want to, with your blocks, you can let your forearms rest, and maybe your head can rest on your wrists or the back of your hands. Just again to sort of minimize any straining through just sort of hanging and gravity doing the work for us. We want to give our muscles time to relax, unravel of their own accord, and that way our energies will start to move and shift. And as you're feeling, and perhaps your attention's getting drawn to the areas within you that are feeling stretched. It might be the hamstrings, it might be the waist, it might be the shoulders or the neck. And just allow your attention to notice those feelings of stretch, of energy moving, and then you might notice other layers, whether it's temperature, tightness, tickles, tension. Just observe. Maybe the sensation remains, or maybe it changes. Maybe it disappears and fades. And maybe something else rises up as well. So many wonders within us. And just another 2 soothing breath cycles on this side here. Allowing the legs to just fall away, open and reveal. Excellent. Just pressing the arms or the hands down to help lift the body, support you as you roll on up. And you can shift the blocks to the other side as you lift the leg. Stretch it on out, and then bring the other leg in. And allow yourself a little bit of time to be gentle and steady and comforted here. Hips want to relax. Those hip flexors. Let them gently soften, ease. Heart starts to face towards long leg. Breathing in, reaching up, but feeling the heart lift, and then bowing forwards over the straight leg. Again, those blocks are there if you need them. If your body just falls and unravels all over that straight leg, that's absolutely fine and fabulous. So enjoy that. And then let the breath circulate all through the body, the sides of the body, base, maybe even the back, behind the heart space again, under the shoulder blade. Softening the sides of the neck and where the neck meets the shoulders, and then the very top of the neck where it meets the skull and the head. Beautiful. Resting, looking after yourself right here. Breathing into that expansion of the body, enjoying the energy of lengthening. And really letting just that external awareness of the world just fall away. Really dropping in within your essential self. Takes time. absolutely fine. So invite the breath in within and allow your attention to follow the breath. The breath will guide you. So allow this last breath cycle to be slow, intimate, and worthwhile. Love and pressing down with the arms, with the body lifting all the way up. Just having a moment in the middle. You can bring the legs out in front of you. And absolutely let those knees bend a little bit if that helps stir up. And flush the energies. If you wish to do a gentle forward fold here, absolutely you can. And then we're going to gently transition into a child's pose. So there's plenty of options and variety here for you depending on how you're feeling. So we begin on our hands and knees, and you may like to take your knees wide, or you might like to keep them close together. You may like to put some blocks down in between the feet. So as your hips reach back towards your heels, they may land on the blocks, and that will help support you. It'll be a little bit easier on the knees because the knees won't be bent as far back, and maybe even a little easier on the feet and the ankles. So just pay attention to how you can best support and comfort yourself here. Let's start with the hands up and just keep breathing into the back space of the body, softening the back of the neck, making sure the shoulder blades are feeling nice and warm and slippery behind our ribs, and just steadying through the belly, the sides of the waist, and the hip flexors again. Super quick to jump in and do the work for us, but there is no work, no doing happening here and now. So just notice how the legs feel a bit more relaxed, that the hips are supported, so that the legs and the muscles don't have to work to hold them up. Arms can start to reach out in front of you, and your options here again are to have the elbows bent and just let the head fall towards the mat. Or you can use the hands. You can make a fist to make a little pillow or a stand for your forehead to rest on, to take any stress or strain away from your neck. You can stack the forearms in front of you and let your forehead rest, or your chin even rest on your forearm. Or if you do want to inspire a little bit more energy and the hips are grounding down, you can reach the hands out further and further away from you and just feel this lift up through the chest, under the arms and across the sides of the body. Continue to invite the breath in through the chest, down into the belly. Let the belly swell as you take in as much air as you need. As you exhale, draw the belly button in, and maybe contract through the ribs a little, and maybe that helps curl through the upper back. So the next breath can come in and wander all in and around that back space. Again, just gently behind the heart. We don't mean to, but sometimes we hide stuff back in behind there. So many interesting places, nooks and crannies in our body for us to hide and conceal emotions. So just notice if anything's coming up for you. Maybe you feel like a little laugh or a little cry. So try out a few different postures if you wish, and then settle into something. And let's just have another 2 really beautiful, luscious breath cycles here. Just really cherishing these moments of taking great care of yourself. Really listening. Listening with your ears, your inner hearing, but also your inner breathing. Really listening. So we're transitioning again. So lift the body up gently. Come around onto your bottom into a seated position. Fantastic. And have your blocks or some pillows and cushions close handy. So we're going to lift the hips up into bridge pose. We'll lie our upper body down on the floor. And then when the hips are elevated, we'll just slide a block in underneath. Depending on how you're feeling, you may want to place 2 blocks, or you may just want the one, or may just want the one pillow, whatever's nice and comfortable for yourself. So bridge pose. I like to have my feet quite wide, but whatever width suits you in this moment is best for you. So we lay our body back, so you can do that with your arms, let your spine roll on down, or you can hold on to your hamstrings. And as you lay that vertebrae down and then your head rests, just allow your neck, muscles and bones to relax into the mat. Continue to allow a few moments here with the breath for your muscles to reorganize themselves around your bones, within your skin, around your vital organs. And if your energetic breath starts to build up at all and you wish to let out a sigh, please do. It feels fantastic. Taking a breath in. On the exhale, push the feet into the floor, lift the tailbone up, pointing your energy up in between the knees. And then just finding a place for that block under your tailbone. Letting the hips sit back down, feeling the hamstrings relax and the arms can return. If you need to readjust your upper back, please do. And just be careful that the corners of the block aren't actually digging into your body anywhere, not sort of creating any extra pain or distraction from staying docked in. So even just here with my block here on the lowest level, I can already feel a bit of rush of energy from the belly closer towards the heart. And that might absolutely be enough for you. If you're not sure about being stable as you lift up, if you want to place a second block and lift the hips up, you can. Remember, you don't have to keep it there. You can bring it back out earlier if you wish. Just sort of notice how it feels, and if it's too much, absolutely you can back off. Don't go somewhere and then you have to stay. Notice any fidgeting about the feet or the toes or the hands. And just invite them to be still. Encourage them to be still. And notice how that assists your mental activity. Start stilling the mind, and it's easier to encourage your attention back to the breath. If this is feeling uneasy at all in regards to your neck or too much pressure on your head, please lower the hips back down. Or just invite a little bit more energy into the legs and the feet. Push the feet down into the floor. Fingertips can spread. Fingerprints can just reach deeper into the back. Feel the front body, the belly opening and softening, the hip flexors opening and softening, and just be in this amazing, beautiful space. Oh, I just feel like melting. I really hope that's what you're feeling too. Just this melting, all tension. Perhaps it's dissolving. Then let's just be here, not doing anything at all except having our attention wander in and around within us for another 2 breath cycles. Relaxing the neck, the shoulders into the chest, towards the belly button, towards the hips, base of the pelvis, thighs. Beautiful. So we need to lift the hips up to remove the blocks first. So take a breath in for energy to prepare for movement, and as you exhale, push the feet down, the balls of the feet down, squeeze the glutes to lift the hips up. And then we'll just take the blocks out to the side, 1 or 2 or whatever you have underneath you. Keeping the spine long as you breathe in, roll the back down, and try and get the hips down as close to the heels as you can so that your spine is super long. Wow. Felt like I had to drop my hips down about a foot down into the earth. So let's just rest here for a moment and just feel all the tingles all happen all throughout the body. Wonderful. We have one more posture. So I'm going to ask you to sit up. So you can roll over onto one side and then just gently press your hands into the floor to help you lift on back up. We're going to lay back down again, but you can place a pillow underneath your chest or the block again underneath your body. So that's where our spine is going to lay down. So instead of the block being under the hips, we're going to have the block under our thoracic region, under our heart space. It's unlikely that you'll need 2. You can also put a block there for your head to rest on as well. Or you may want the block up this way so your spine lays on the block here, heart opens and head rests. So a few different options. Set them up as best as you can. Check where they are. Allow the hands to let your body down. That's it. Just where the ribs begin, we lay them down. So the shoulder blades are almost supported by the block. And then my head rests. Now if you wish, you can remove that block from under your head and you can allow your head to rest back towards the earth. Just notice how your neck is feeling and how your ponytail is going. Lovely. So the legs can be straight or the knees can be bent. If you wish, you can walk the soles of the feet together and let the knees fall out to the side, just like we did at the beginning, Baddha Konasana, down angle pose. But if again you feel any straining on the hips or it's starting to pull the hips up and strain the lower back, just return the knees back together. Another wonderful option is to have the feet wide with the knees falling in. So just try a few different positions for you. And then find stillness. And then just with every breath, as the sternum lifts and the front of the ribs stretch open. Feel the breath breeze past the heart space. Feel your heart opening. Feel yourself being more positive, more optimistic. Perhaps that even inspires a smile. Checking in with the neck, but it's still relaxed and effortless. And there's just that point of contact with the head, which is just enough to support the head and neck. Beautiful. As you breathe in, really allow the chest to open and expand, and maybe the shoulders fall a little bit wider and closer to the floor. If you want to turn the hands up so the palms are to the ceiling and the knuckles rest on the floor, absolutely fine. Maybe your fingers curl a little bit. And just breathe into this incredible space. It's really mesmerizing, energetic space that is you. Allowing the leg muscles to relax. The lower back and the belly to relax. Relax. feeling your heart open wide. With the shoulders and the arms rest and relax. The neck relaxes, the jaw and the head rests. Three more breath cycles, just floating here in some magical cushion held space. Letting the body feel heavy, falling. Bend the elbows and bring them up a bit closer to the shoulders. Press the forearms and the elbows into the floor. Tuck the chin into the chest so the head starts to lift, and then you press the arms down and you start to rise on up. And use the weight of the legs to help lift you as well. Beautiful. So we get to prepare for Shavasana now, which is corpse pose, final resting pose. These blocks again, you can put them back somewhere if you enjoyed one of these other poses and play around there for another 5 or 10 minutes, but then definitely into Shavasana. Block can go under the head, or a pillow can even go under your head. 2 blocks are quite handy under the knees, and they help just lift the legs so that the tailbone falls, and it's sometimes a little bit more comfortable for our lower back. Or again, a pillow can go under the knees, or if you have bolsters, etc. You might need to readjust them depending on where the legs fall for comfort. So the corners of the blocks aren't digging into your calves or hamstrings. Lovely. Just letting the feet, the legs rest. Heels are heavy, and maybe the feet turn out. Letting the legs be heavy and feel like they're getting longer and longer and longer. And just noticing how the lower back, how heavy the hips are, especially now that's sacrum. All those muscles in the very lower back area and within the pelvis are relaxing. The tailbone just sinks closer towards the floor, so you're feeling a lot flatter and supported there through the pelvis and the hips. It's okay again if you feel quite overwhelmed or there's like an energetic build up and you want to take a bit of extra air in to help you release. A sigh, releasing and letting go of all the untruths, all the stuff that we just no longer need to carry anymore. Arms rest out to the sides. And just notice whether your hands want to rest on the back of the hands, palms up, in a receptive nature, as if to receive, or if you're comforted by the palms turning down. And it'll be different every day. Sometimes it'll be the same for a while, and then it might change. So if your palms are facing down, it doesn't mean that you're closed off or you're shut up. It just means that you're just looking for a little bit of extra support and calling on that beautiful energy of Mother Nature, Mother Earth. And absolutely allow yourself to draw her energy up into your palms, through your arms, into your shoulders, chest and heart space. listening to the sound of the breath, observing, purely witnessing, whether it has a regular rhythm or not. Perhaps noticing the coolness of the air as it enters, and how warm it is as it leaves, or any texture to it, any other sounds. And just continue to allow your attention to follow your wonderful natural breath. In and within, around your amazing, beautiful heart space. And just notice how true, how real this knowledge of you is in this moment now. I'm so grateful that you allowed yourself this time to honour your true beauty, your authentic self, and really reward yourself with some care, love, kindness, and curiosity. Please remain resting here for as long as you need. It may be 3 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, it might be 30 minutes. But just continue to rest in this beautiful little energy bubble that you have created especially for you. And know that you can return here anytime. You can come back and replay the sequence and continue to dive back into that magical, special spot that is you. If you know somebody who may also benefit from this practice, please share this video with them. Imagine how grateful they'll be, how enlightened they'll be, and it'll be all because of you. Thank you very, very much. So I'm going to gently rise up now and absolutely remain however you wish. Thank you so very much for exploring this beautiful practice. Restorative yoga is just so close to my heart, and I just feel magical and amazing in sharing it. It's so sweet. Thank you very, very much.